Mm-hmm. So I guess we need help. Hang out. You want some bologna? Get some
They're
bologna. Me, I'm
offering up
like,
your
that's my
bologna.
bologna.
You're like, what am I
I
gonna take for lunch?
don't even like bologna. I don't even like it.
Are we introverted? Or are we mentally ill?
I'm like, I just looked at their cookie jar. Do they think I want a cookie? I just thought that cookie jar was a cool cookie jar. Man.
We're just validating each other. We're probably still so weird.
We're so weird.
Yeah.
We really are.
I'm like thinking like, wow, it feels good to like know that I'm not alone, but then it's just us. Welcome back, spammers, and welcome to another episode of Sorry for the Spam. You're here with Crystal and Nyla, and we're back.
Yes. Hi, my name's Crystal. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, my
It's
name's
been a while.
It really has. For all of us, it's been 2 weeks.
Well, no, yeah, this is going to be 2 weeks. But for us, we haven't recorded in 2 weeks, but we posted a week ago.
Yes.
So that's why, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's been a long time. Probably sorry.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But let's catch up on what we've been up to, Nyla.
Why we missed the week.
Really, though, it's only let's catch up with Nyla because Nyla's the only one that did something interesting. So let us know, Nyla. What have you been up to?
It was like one thing.
A big thing.
Big thing. Yeah, I went to Disneyland.
Ooh.
So on March 1st, I went to Disneyland for one day.
How was it? How was it, though?
I mean, it was kind of crazy because we watched TV the night before. So basically, for my Star Wars fans out there, The Mandalorian premiered that night. So we stayed up till midnight to watch The Mandalorian. And then after we finished The Mandalorian, we had to think about it because there was a lot that happened and like you got to debrief, you know. And then after debriefing, when we finally fell asleep, it was storming.
No.
And so there are lots of storm noises. Couldn't get a good night's sleep. We had to wake up at 5. We had to get ready and leave by 6. And then we got to the park at 7.
Ooh, what time do they open?
Rope technically drops. So when you get to go to the rides at 8.
Okay.
Or like 7:30, I think, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, 7:30. I'll say 7:30. I don't remember the exact time. There was a lot happening. But then so we were there from opening and then we didn't leave the park until 11 p.m. So we got our money's worth.
As you guys should. I will say though, 7:30 sounds really early. For some reason, I would think amusement parks open till like 9 or 10.
I feel like most are probably later. It's Disneyland though.
True. They should be opening up with how much they charge.
Yeah. That's why we were like, we have to be there. Like, we don't care if the drive is an hour. We are waking up early enough to go. And it's just like, it was really cool because in the Star Wars areas, there were other cast members, like people working who were like, did you guys watch The Mandalorian? And we're like, yes, we did. And we would like have conversations about it. And they're like, yeah, no, we had work at 6 a.m. But we stayed up just to watch. And I'm like, wow, we're the same, except I'm enjoying my time and you're getting paid here. So
yeah, I paid to be here. You're getting paid to be here. But that's fun though. I was curious about like when during your trip you were gonna watch the new episodes. And how many episodes did they come out with?
Just one.
One episode?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. What?
Here's my little pin. My friend drew Grogu on it.
Oh, cute.
It says Mando season 3. Yeah, shout out to my friend Rebecca who went with me. It was I'll wear the pin.
Yes, in honor.
I've decided. It's not a pin, they call it a button.
Cool. Button.
There you go. Yep.
Did you guys both get one?
Yeah, so she had the Mandalorian on hers and I have Grogu on mine.
Ah, see, I saw your pictures.
Yes.
And I thought it was her birthday because I saw the button. But
everyone did.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, no, because Disneyland, like the cast members who work there, if they see a button, they automatically just yell at you sometimes.
Oh.
And so we were walking down and they just yelled happy birthday. We're like, no, but thank you.
Unless there's a treat involved, it's not my birthday.
Yeah, no, literally.
That's fun. But you have to buy
Yeah.
those buttons, right? I think the
No,
first visit, are they all free?
they're all free. Buttons are
Oh,
free.
nice.
Pins you have to pay for.
It's the least they could do for
I
us.
know. That's why we were like, should we get it? Like,
Yeah.
we were like, okay, we're like cheesy and we're being weird Disney adults. Like, are we being cringy? Is this cringy?
It's
But
not.
it was cool because like people would ask us like, oh, what are you celebrating? And then we would be like
Mhm.
Mandalorian, like the new season, and that's when the conversation would start.
Mm.
And so it kind of like benefited us. Like we got on a different ride that didn't even have to do with Star Wars. We got on Toy Story, the shooter game,
Uh-huh.
and shooter. It's not a shooter game.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The laser one,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Whatever. The Toy Story
Hashtag
one.
cancel Nyla.
I know. I'm like Disney would never. Sorry. But the Toy Story game we got on, and the guy asked us like what we were celebrating, and we were like Mandalorian. And he was like, "This is the way," and like gave us fist bumps as we're getting on the ride.
Oh, that's fun.
So
I
it's like
love
little
that.
moments. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Disney things.
Did you guys get on a lot of rides?
We got on most of the ones we wanted to. I think
Okay.
we only missed maybe two because of like rain. Yeah, it snowed.
Hmm. Oh, I saw that. I was gonna ask you, but I didn't know if it was like one of those things where people just post random stuff, like lying.
I think it did actually snow. We didn't see it because I think it was in a different area.
Mm-hmm.
But we were on the Guardians, the drop zone ride,
Uh-huh.
and the ride at one point just opens up, and then it's like you could see the outside and like takes the camera up, like the picture
Uh-huh.
takes at that moment. And so we're up there, it opens, and I see rain. And so it's the middle of the ride, and I'm like, it's raining. And then my friend Rebecca was like, it's raining. And I was like, and then we dropped. So we couldn't talk about it any further.
Oh no. But was it still fun though, even though it rained?
Yeah, so then when we got off the ride, because before we got on the ride, like even in my video, you can see it was sunny when we were
Mm-hmm.
getting on the ride. Like there was no clouds in the sky when we were getting on. So we
Mm-hmm.
got on. By the time we got in the ride and like got on top of the ride, it started raining. Got off, it's pouring outside. And so we were like staying in the gift shop as long as we possibly could because we were like, I don't want to be out in the rain right now. We don't have
Mm-hmm.
hoods. Like this is not a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it didn't mess up our schedule anyway. It just
Uh-huh.
took off some time. So I think we missed like two rides.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's good. You guys still made the most of it. You guys enjoyed it. Didn't let the rain stop you.
Mhm.
What's your favorite ride that you went on?
As a Star Wars fan, I think I'm required to say the Star Wars Rise of the Resistance.
Mm-hmm.
That's the newest one.
Okay.
I think everyone should go on it, even if they're not a Star Wars fan, though, because it's a pretty fun ride.
Is it like a roller coaster type thing or like an interactive game?
You're on like you're on the like Luke and Leia side,
Uh-huh.
right? And then like there's like the Vader side, right?
Uh-huh.
The good guys, the bad guys, but I don't like labeling them as good guys and bad guys because I think everyone has a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Cancel me and go ahead.
Drama. Tea.
But basically you're like you get kidnapped by the bad guys and then you're trying to escape. And so you're in a moving cart and you're moving like back and forth. There's no upside down though, because
Mm.
it's not on a track. Like you're just
Mm-hmm.
sitting in a car moving.
Okay. Is it like, have you been to Universal Studios on the
Yes.
Transformers ride?
Yeah, it's kind of like Transformers,
Okay.
but it's like everything's real. There's
Okay.
no 3D.
Okay.
So you're going through different rooms and it's like all real.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. That sounds fun. I'd be down to go, even though I've never seen Star Wars. I would be the type of person that would go and just
I
live in
think
the
everyone
moment.
should
Mm-hmm.
because the way you feel like you're in Star Wars. Like that's why Disney's like such a big thing for Star Wars people is because when you go in this just the Star Wars area, it
Mm-hmm.
feels like you're in the movie.
Mm.
Like they make you feel like you're there. They talk to you as if you're there. They use lingo like from the
Mm-hmm.
worlds. It's like
Mm.
it's a different experience. We spent most of our time in the
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars area.
That's good. As you guys should have. That's definitely something that I'm sure you guys appreciated, and that's awesome that you guys got to experience that during the time when that show premiered. I was hoping you guys would run into Pedro.
Oh my god, Pedro. Don't get me started. But we did run into the Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty cool.
I'm still thinking it was Pedro under that mask.
I really wish it was. I mean, he's blowing up the internet right now.
Oh, he really is. I've seen him everywhere. I don't even know who this man is, but I know I've heard of him.
He is blowing up the internet. Two major shows. One just ended yesterday, The Last of Us. But what day is it today? Oh my God, there's a new episode of The Mandalorian when this episode is out.
All right. And then what else did you do while you were out in California? Did you do anything else?
I like how you said in California when I live here.
Oh, yeah. How was it?
She said California.
Was it your first time in California?
Oh, the day I was leaving, I went to the football stadium for the Los Angeles Rams / the Los Angeles Chargers.
Ooh, how was that?
It's a very nice stadium.
Yeah, I've seen like pictures of it or like TikToks of it, and it looks so like I don't even know what the word is, like futuristic,
classy. Like, yeah, it was so. It's just so LA. It's so
California.
I don't know about that. It puts the Niners stadium to shame. So it's very nice. Like, it's so beautiful. We just sat there and stared at it because we had time before my flight.
Is it like nearby the airport?
It's 10 minutes from the airport. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We really didn't do much though.
Okay. How does it feel being back? I always hate coming back from a trip because you have to adjust to your life.
Yeah, so that's why we didn't have an episode last week, was because I came back on Saturday. And so I kind of needed to readjust. It's weird because it was short. It was only 4 days. And 2 of those days we practically didn't really do much. I had a $14 salad because LA. Wow.
$14?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was thinking about your video actually. Well, I was salad. Oh my God. I was watching your video while I was eating my salad.
Oh, no way.
It was your Friday video.
Oh, wait, was it this past Friday?
No, it was last Friday, the 3rd.
Last Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When I was there. And so you uploaded your Friday video and I was alone this day. She had to go do a work thing. And so she dropped me off at like this like small little plaza. And so
like a mall?
Not like an outdoor little plaza.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so like I got my $14 salad. I set up my phone outside and I just ate my salad and watched your video. And it was a good video because it was like 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, I can just eat my salad and watch. I was going to send you a picture. Crystal. I know. I couldn't send you a picture, but I was like manifesting that we're eating $14 salads together.
$14 salads. Yeah. I would pay $14 for a salad in the moment. And then I'd be like, did I just spend $14 on a salad?
You'll be surprised at how filling it was. Like, I was like, it's a salad. Like, it's not going to be that filling, right? And you see all the little LA girlies do the little box shake. Did you shake it? I shook the box.
As you should.
Yeah.
I definitely want to experience that.
I think you got to experience it like once, you know?
But don't they have like an even more expensive salad? Like, I think the ones that like the LA girlies get are like $30.
Probably. Because I went to Sweet Green.
Oh, okay.
Sweet Green is like, yeah, it's kind of known. Oh, and then I had a $10 coffee.
Oh, what was the coffee made out of? Gold?
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms? How did that even taste?
Shout out to Alicia Marie for that one. Oh, I was like, girly, $10.
Where was that at? Is it that place? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I got, because it was at the airport, and I was like, oh, I'm at the airport. I'm waiting. Let me try it. Let me get my book and let me get my coffee, and I can sit in the airport, you know, manifesting, right? It blew my mind. I was like, I will never do this again, but I'm glad I got to experience it once.
But was it good? You have me on the edge of my seat. Was it good? No.
I just keep thinking about the price. Like,
okay, it's not worth it.
Like, yeah, if you told me it was like $5, I'd be like, that's good coffee. $6, it's good coffee. But like after the $6 mark, I'm like, no. I don't want to spend that much on a coffee.
How did that taste though? Because I mean, mushrooms,
Oh,
Like
so it's like
alone?
coffee, I think grinded with mushrooms.
Okay.
It's called what? It's called a chagachino.
And can you taste the mushroom
Not
flavor? Like,
really.
okay.
It was very like subtle.
Okay.
I think it took out some of the bitterness of the coffee, but you couldn't
Interesting.
really taste it.
That's interesting.
Hmm.
Well,
So yeah, I was extroverted for like a couple days, and then coming home, the transition, it was nice to be
mhm.
by myself alone for a second.
Feel like you forget what that's like until you get back home.
Especially
But
when you're like staying with someone and you're like
mhm.
sleeping in the same room and like you're together all the time.
Mhm.
It's like so different from being what you're used to.
Okay, I have a question for you. So, how do you feel staying in someone else's home?
Oh,
Do
it's
you feel
always
like
weird.
can you ever get comfortable enough like
I think it depends on how the person's like reacting to what you're doing
mhm.
or like if they offer up stuff.
Mhm.
So like you can even like my friend was like, "Oh, like you can chill on my bed, like that's fine." But I'm always like a bed is a person's very sacred place.
Mhm.
And Crystal has taught me that because Crystal feels like the bed is a very special place.
That is my safe bubble.
And so like I don't want to go and just sit on someone's bed. So the first day I like sat
Mhm.
on the floor because
Oh
it's a
no.
studio, so there's no like
Mhm.
couch.
Oh, okay.
So there's like the desk and the bed and that's it.
Mhm.
And so I was like, okay, I'll sit on the floor. And then the like second day I was like, okay, like let me try. And then like she was fine with it. She had no problem at
Mhm.
all. And I was like, okay,
Mhm.
okay. But like would I move? No, sitting in one spot, not
Sitting
moving,
there.
just sitting there.
Yes.
But like I try to be courteous. So like because she would make the food, I would wash the dishes for her.
Mhm.
And like I would make sure I'm clean. I feel like I always need to clean up after myself no matter like what I'm doing because I don't want to leave a mess in someone
Mhm.
else's space.
Mhm.
It's interesting.
Yeah. It really is like a weird, I don't know what you would call it, like I don't know, not even atmosphere. It's just like a weird feeling. At
Mhm.
least for me personally, whenever I go over to somebody's house, I just can never get comfortable. Even if they invite me to do something, like I just can't. Like I have to be over at your house like 5 times before I like walk into your room without you giving me permission.
Mhm. Do you feel that way with like even family sometimes?
Oh yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
when I was little, we used to live at like in my aunt and uncle's house and like we had our room, my cousins had their room and then my aunt and uncle had like the master bedroom and I remember like sometimes people would go in and like hang out in my aunt's bedroom cuz she'd be like I don't know, they'd be working on something and then people would be in there and I would literally like walk over to try to hang out with them and I would stop at the door. Everyone else was like inside the room chilling. I
Mhm.
was just hanging out the door waiting for my invitation because like I literally could not walk in. You would think I'd blah, 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 blah.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. You would think I was a vampire
I was
because
gonna
I was
say, is this the Vampire Diary?
yeah. I'm not allowed in unless you invite me, basically. But that's just how I've always been. Like I just can never feel comfortable enough to just walk into someone's space unless I get told like, "Hey, you can come in."
Yeah. No, I get that. That's crazy that it's instilled within us since we were little kids.
Mhm.
Because I
But
definitely felt that way.
it's so funny though because it's like not a family thing. Like my sisters don't do it. I do it, but they don't do it, you know? So it's like, where did I
They
pick it
feel
up from?
comfortable.
Yeah, like they'll just walk in, they'll lay on people's beds and stuff, and I'm like there, like standing in my little space.
You're like, you pick a corner and then you
Mhm.
like don't get out of that corner and you like don't move the entire time you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Story time. Now I've told Nyla this. I don't know if she remembers, but I am like so introverted, so shy to the point where like if I go into a room and I sit down in one spot, I will not move from that spot.
Mhm.
So one time I went over to my friend's Ruby's house and like we hadn't hung out in a while. So this was just kind of like us hanging out of the blue. So I wasn't very comfortable because I hadn't been over to her house in a bit. And we go into her room, we're hanging out. I sit down in like this one position with my like one leg is turned and the other leg is just like hanging off the bed.
Mhm.
And so I was sitting there, we're chilling, having fun, we're just chatting up a storm, and all of a sudden my leg falls asleep. And I cannot find it in me to move. Like I could have fixed this issue if I just moved. Like slightly. I didn't even have to make a big movement, but I just couldn't move. I felt stuck. And my leg was so asleep. Like I pretty much thought like I could have this leg amputated in this moment because it had no feeling in it. So what do I do instead of just moving? I make up this whole lie about how I have to leave because I have to go and do this other thing.
I do remember this.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I get up to walk away. I literally could have fallen. It took everything in me to like hold myself up. Yeah. And like wobble out the door. But yeah, that's shy things, you know?
Just introverted things.
Yeah. And I'll do that. Like, I don't know why. I just feel uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to be a bother at all. And all I had to do was move, but I didn't want to move because I was going to bother them.
All you had to do was adjust yourself.
That's all I had to do. But here I was risking having my leg amputated because I didn't want to move.
I've definitely done that. So I did that this trip. Like, if I was sitting crisscross applesauce, I was sitting crisscross applesauce. I was not moving my leg. I was not getting comfortable. I would stay in that position for hours because she was working. And so literally from 9 to 6, like I was just there. And from 9 to 6, unless I went to the bathroom, I did not move.
You're crisscross applesauce. Did your legs fall asleep?
Oh yeah, no, like my foot. And then having to walk on like a fallen asleep foot or leg. I'm so used to it now.
Yeah, we're professionals at walking on
like I'm like
legs that are
there's the static.
Feeling. Yeah.
There's the static. I can feel the static running up my leg. How fun.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's so funny though. Do you think like people notice it, or do people like are they not aware of that? Like,
no, I think this is just us.
Yeah, because okay, whenever I have people over, I'm always like trying to make sure they're comfortable because I know firsthand like how uncomfortable I can feel with other people. I'm like, hey, you need to move. If you need to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. Like, just let me know. You do not have to like just sit in one spot. You can move around.
Yeah. I'm like, are you comfy there? Do you need something? Do you want to sit somewhere else? You want water? Like, you know where the bathroom is? You keep like asking questions.
Yeah.
To, like reassure, like, hey, you're good. But I think only we do that.
Maybe it's just us. We're the problem.
I genuinely think that's like an introverted person thing.
So I guess we need help.
Moral of the story. We need to go to therapy and talk about our problems and why we're like this.
No, for real. Like, I want to know, like, why do I do this? Because there's no reasoning behind it. I mean, whenever I go to hang out at someone's house, it's not like they tell me, hey, sit there and don't move. You know, it's just, that's me. Why?
I mean, you mentioned it earlier, but like not wanting to make other people feel uncomfortable. So making sacrifices to make sure that doesn't happen.
True. Making ourselves uncomfortable.
Yeah. I don't know where that's where it comes from. Like, why do we feel the need to make other people comfortable before ourselves?
Yeah. Like so much so to the point
where you come up with an excuse to leave.
Like, hey, I gotta go. So if anyone ever hangs out with me now and I make up an excuse, they're like, are you sure you're like this didn't fall asleep?
Literally ask.
Yeah. That's probably what happened. That's why I'm leaving. It's not because I actually have to go somewhere. Introverted things, I will make up excuses for why I have to leave if I'm uncomfortable. Like I will not be honest and be like, hey, you're making me uncomfortable. I gotta go. I have other things to do.
And be like, look at the time.
Yeah.
See you later.
My mom's calling me. You can't hear it ringing because
it's internal.
It's internal, yeah.
Me and my mom are like this.
I can sense it. Have you ever seen Twitches? Yeah, I have that superpower.
Yeah. I'm so bad to the point that I won't even like come up with an excuse to leave because
you just walk away.
Well, no, like I won't leave. Like I will sit there and wait, even if I want to leave, even if I want to go home, I won't say it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't like. There are times where I'm like, I so badly would want to leave, and I just can't. Because if everyone else is having a good time, like I don't want to disrupt the vibe,
the good time,
even though it's not a vibe, and I probably like am not having fun. But no, everyone else is chilling, so I guess I have to stay here until we leave.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm stuck here now.
Yeah. If it's with one person, I think it's a different story
Mm-hmm.
because it's like easier to be like, hey, I gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
But like if it's a group and I'm uncomfortable, like I just won't say anything. Like I will just sit there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what about you, like with family? Are you the same way with family where if you like sit in one position, you're gonna stay in that same way? Or like are you more comfortable around families like home?
It truly depends.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm still a little like hesitant,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm definitely more comfortable. I mean, okay, most of my family members have like lived in their houses my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And so they haven't moved around a lot. So I
Okay.
know these houses. Like these houses are like where I grew up essentially.
Okay.
And so because of that, I feel like those houses I'm like kind of a little comfortable, but
Mm-hmm.
still like again hesitant. Like I won't like be too comfortable. If I
Mm-hmm.
do sit in one spot, I will most likely sit in that spot the entire time.
Okay.
But I'm more comfortable with like what spot I choose. Like I know I can sit like right in front of the TV if I need a good view of the TV,
Mm-hmm.
like for the Super Bowl, you know? Like I'm not going to be considerate. I'm sitting in the best spot.
Yeah.
And like when it goes to like going on my cousin's beds and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how close we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it really depends for me. I'm
Okay.
more comfortable with my family, definitely.
Okay. That
Over
makes sense.
time, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was a teenager, I did not care if I grew up in the house. I was still uncomfortable. I would still sit in the corner and not talk to anyone. But like
That
now
makes
I
sense.
think I'm older, so I'm getting more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And like how you said they grew up in that same house, so it's like you feel like you also grew up with the house. It's weird,
Yeah.
but like
No, it's true. Yeah.
yeah.
I have a cousin who like they moved
Mm-hmm.
very recently.
Mm-hmm.
And I in their new house, it was like, I am following you. I'm doing whatever you do. I'm going with you. Like I am right
Mm-hmm.
behind you. I'm not going in other rooms. Whereas in their old house, I could
Mm-hmm.
do whatever and I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
But like when it was the new house, I was like, all right, new space. I think it might have to do with like how new the space is to me also. Like not just the
Mm-hmm.
people, but like the space itself.
Yeah. Okay. Random question, but when you go over to somebody's house, do you ask if you can use the restroom or do you just use the restroom?
I ask. Do you ask?
I always ask, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
I
like, can I
always
use
ask.
your restroom? But
Yeah.
I sometimes I sometimes won't ask because I'm so shy to be like, hey, can I use your restroom? And I'll just like wait till I go home. But then like
No.
yeah, I have to like if I really, really have to go, I'll be like, can I use your restroom? But then I feel weird.
Oh yeah, you like push it until like you really, really have to go. Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah, I do that too.
I'm like, I'm 26 years old and I'm still out here struggling to use a restroom. Will I ever get to a point where I'm like completely comfortable? I'm like, hey, you
Hmm.
gotta use your restroom.
How are you like with family?
I feel like I'm kind of the same with family and friends.
Oh, the
Um,
same.
yeah.
Hmm.
Even though like if I have been around people for a long time, I still always feel a little uncomfortable just because like other people's space. I'm very like let me ask permission before I do anything.
Hmm.
Because I don't know, I've always hated it when people come into my house and they just like go through our fridge. And like,
Mm.
like that type of person, I don't like it. It just bothers me so much. I literally, okay, when I was younger, there was this girl that was our friend, but she was like our sister. I can't speak. Oh my God.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. She was our friend's older sister. So she would
Hmm.
like hang out around us sometimes. And I remember she would always come into our house and she would raid our fridge because she had an obsession with bologna. And I'm like, ma'am, why are you eating all my bologna? And so one time she literally like walks into our house. She's like, hey, you guys got bologna? I'm like, no, we don't, even though there was bologna in the fridge. But it just like that bothered me so much. And I think ever since that, I just hate it when people like walk in and they just do whatever they want in your house. I don't like it. Also, maybe because it's like a huge Mexican thing where people are just so comfortable in people's houses. And I've just never been comfortable with it. So I think that's why it bothers me so much.
But it doesn't bother like your sisters or anything.
No, like they're totally fine with it. They're like, yeah, yeah, like come in, like hang out. You want some bologna? Get some
They're
bologna. Me, I'm
offering up
like,
your
that's my
bologna.
bologna.
You're like, what am I gonna
I
take for
don't
lunch?
even like bologna. I don't even like it.
But it's
But I'm
still
out here.
yours. You're still protective of it.
I'm out here defending it. Yeah. No, but on a real note though, like I don't know how to explain it because it's gonna make me seem like I don't want anyone like ever in my space. I do if I invite you. You know, you can come in. I mean, you hung out with me like in a space. I was like, I hope I was like an okay host. I was like,
You
hey, you
probably
can
know
use the restroom.
I was uncomfortable too.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I hope she's okay. I was like, do you gotta use the restroom? Are you
and
hungry?
I would be like, yes, I actually do.
Yeah. Because
Me
I
holding
knew.
it in.
I
Yeah.
know.
Or like when
But
we were
yeah.
sitting during the movie, I literally could not move an inch because I was like, if I move, like I don't want to make it uncomfortable.
Oh my god, that's so funny. At least we understand each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm just the type of person that like I'm very much all about respect and like getting invited, so I expect the same in return.
I'm telling you, it goes back to the whole treating other people how you want to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want someone to come and open your fridge, so you're not gonna go and open someone's fridge.
Exactly. I would be caught dead opening someone else's fridge.
I also would be caught dead. Yeah.
Right. Even if like they tell me like, hey, can you get me this for my fridge? I literally feel so uncomfortable going and opening their fridge. I'm like, in this fridge slowly opens it. Like
this handle, which side is it on? Like I have
yeah.
to ask a million questions before I do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're like, okay, you sure you want this one? This one right here? Are you sure? Because there's another package right here.
No, like the amount of times where someone in my family will be like, hey, can you go get this? And I will literally stand there and be like, okay, what is it? What packaging is it in? What side of the fridge is it on? Where will I find it? Because I don't want to touch anything else. I want to pick up the one thing and bring it to them. And that's it. I don't want to do anything else.
I don't want to get blamed for nothing. If I break this fridge by opening it, even though that's what a fridge is supposed to do, like I don't want to be responsible for this.
Even if it's like, do you ever not ask for water even though you're like thirsty?
I'm like choking, like dying, and I'm like at the end, like towards the end, I'm finally like, can I have some water?
Can I get some water, please?
Yeah, like towards the end, maybe they'll be like, hey, you want some water? Yes, please.
I started carrying a bottle around as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Because I need water. Yeah, emotional support water. I need water. And so when I was a kid, I would literally take a bottle around with me everywhere.
Same. That's why I literally go everywhere with my water bottle because I don't want to have to bother people by asking them for water. I'm like, I have my own water. Man.
We're just validating each other. We're probably still so weird.
We're so weird.
Yeah.
We really are.
I'm like thinking like, wow, it feels good to like know that I'm not alone, but then it's just us.
Yeah, no, let us know, anyone down below, if you guys are just like us. And what's the most introverted thing you've ever done? Because I'm curious. I honestly feel silly like doing some of the things that I do, but I literally I can't not do them. You know what I mean? Like
it's hard to unlearn.
Yeah.
I think especially because we spend so much time by ourselves that when we are with other people, there's no time to like unlearn what we already know. It just naturally happens.
I think I'm like so much in my head all the time too, because like if I'm over at someone's house, I'm like, oh, did they not like that I just did this? Like over analyzing everything. Yeah. Yep. I'm like, I just looked at their cookie jar. Do they think I want a cookie? I just thought that cookie jar was a cool cookie jar.
No, same. And I'll feel so bad if they ask me. I'm like, I'm literally just looking, like I'm just staring.
Have you ever said no to something you really wanted?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Just because I don't want to be an inconvenience.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Why do we deprive ourselves of happiness? Literally, like a cookie that looks so good, and they're like, "You want a cookie?" Oh no, I'm fine.
I'm good.
Starts crying. Okay, so after I guess we realize how introverted we are. Are you ever trying to like overcome this introvertedness?
No.
Are you okay with it?
I know, like the whole thing is it's never too late. Like the biggest thing about life is that it's never too late. But I feel like it's too late. Like I don't think it's worth going through like the mental process of like unlearning all of these things, because I'm not being an inconvenience to anyone but myself.
Yeah, true that. Plus, kind of like seeing how long it takes my leg to fall asleep now. I feel like I've been training. I feel like, is it going to take an hour this time? Is it going to take 2 hours?
I like seeing how long it takes me to have to really use the bathroom.
Yeah. And I love a good challenge. No, but I definitely think that I'm okay with like how introverted I am when it comes to that, only because I feel like for me, it's a respect thing at the end of the day. And I do want to be more comfortable with just being more outgoing, but I'm okay with my respect introvertedness. Like that's all right. You know, I'm not like how you said, I'm not bothering anyone else but myself.
And it's like, again, like you said, it's not even a bother anymore. Like there are times where it's a bother. Where I'm like, dude, just go, you know? But like, it's not that much of a bother to where I'm like, I need to change this about myself.
Yeah.
It's not causing me to like lose friendships. So like, again, I don't see anything wrong with it. But the other part of it, like just becoming more extroverted and like doing more things that I do want to improve on.
So let's talk about that. On a scale of 1 to 10, how introverted do you think you are when it comes to like being outgoing versus being a homebody?
Either like a 6 or a 7.
Okay, so like right in the middle.
Yeah.
It's like an ambivert.
Yeah. Leaning a little more towards introvertedness. Yeah.
Makes sense. I also would put myself in that same spot. Only because, well, okay, here's the thing. I can be outgoing. Do I choose to be outgoing? No.
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah. Because that's where it gets tricky, because would I prefer to be at home and just chilling, you know, in my bed? Yes. But I would want to be more outgoing. Like I would be down to do more things. It's just that, like, is that my preference? No. But I do want to change that.
Yeah. Okay. This came up the other day I was talking to my parents, and we were talking about Vegas. Talking about Las Vegas.
You
and
guys
like,
want to go?
No. Not that we wanted to go, but we were just talking about like the city. And I was like, if you gave me the option of going to Disneyland and going to Las Vegas, like I'm gonna pick Disneyland.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's where my introverted extrovertedness comes from. Like when you think of Vegas, you literally think of clubbing, going to bars, drinking all day, like the clothes that they wear specifically, like everything about Vegas is very specific. I don't want that.
Yeah.
But do I want to say yes to like going and doing things that I enjoy and I love? Yes, absolutely.
That's actually a really good example, because I'm the same exact way, where like I feel maybe in like my age bracket, I should be going out and doing things like going to Vegas and, you know, having a party, like having a wild night, hanging out with friends, like going crazy. But I definitely don't want to do that. Like that scene makes me so uncomfortable. Like I just cannot. I feel like an imposter wearing the clothes that they wear, like the tight fitting clothes. I cannot do it. I feel so uncomfortable. And I'm not a big social drinker. So like that already like puts me at what's the word? Like
not a disadvantage, but like
like an outcast. Like I'm already an outcast because I'm not drinking with everyone. And I'm not really a crazy wild person. But like I'm down to go to Disney and like hang out at Disney, or even just go to the beach, you know, something like that, versus like going out and partying. Like I've just never been a party girl to begin with. Like I've never wanted to just have a crazy wild night. It's never been in me. I'm a little grandma.
I don't like, and then I think about the trouble of doing all that. Like you have to like get an Uber and pay for an Uber.
Yeah.
And like getting an Uber is already a struggle because there's not many Ubers. And then like the timing of everything. I don't know. I just get worried. There's too much anxiety that comes with it. It depends on who I'm with, honestly, that also. But I would just much rather do like such little things. Like I'd rather go to brunch or like go to coffee or just the little things. I feel like I would just enjoy more.
Plus I like being conscious. doing the things that I do. I like to remember them, create memories. And I don't want to be like, I don't remember what I did the night before. I like knowing, I like living in the moment.
Oh, I have a question.
Okay, what's your question?
I don't know if this even has to do with introvertedness or I just thought of it. Do you ever feel like you're the main character, or do you feel like you're like a side character in everyone else's story?
Oh no, I'm the main character.
You
I'm the
think
main
okay.
character in my life. Maybe
Okay.
not in your life, maybe not in other people's life, but like it's my life, so I'm
Okay.
gonna be the main character,
Okay.
I'm just like the little shy girl that, she's the main character. What about you?
I feel like I'm everyone's side character.
Shut up. No, you're not. You're a
No,
main
but like in the
character.
best way possible.
You're the cool side
I'm the
character.
cool side
Okay. You know
character.
what? I'll accept that. But you're
But like
not
I
a
don't
boring
think
side
I'm like
character.
a main I'm definitely like I'm the best friend. Oh yeah, I feel like I'm the cool side character who's like always there to provide moral support.
You know what? Okay, I'll accept that. But I think you're a main character. Do you not like feel like
I
you're
don't feel
your own
main
main
character right
character?
now.
Really?
No.
Do you ever feel main character?
There have been times, yeah, where I feel like I am. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just very, very rare.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but why do you not feel like main character? Is that because like you think main character has to be like a certain way?
No, I just feel like I'm a side
I will
character.
not accept that, Nayla. But for me, see, like sometimes like I have bad days. Like Megan Trainor said, bad bitches have bad days too. So, sometimes my main character
Did you
has
say
bad
Megan
days.
Trainor?
What did I say, Megan Trainor?
Yeah, I think you said
There's
Megan
too
Trainor.
many Megans. Megan to
Megan the
Stallion.
Stallion.
Sorry.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Dude, what's
I
up
don't
with us
know.
mixing up? Well,
I
this
don't
is
know.
a consistent thing.
We're not, yeah. Anyways, we're bad hosts. Megan Thee Stallion said, bad
Yeah,
bitches have bad days
it's
too.
not about the bad days. I just feel like as a main character, I'm so boring.
No, you're not. But that's the
No,
thing.
not because of me. Because of like
Mm-hmm.
where my life is at right now.
Well, still, you're
I
just
just feel
thinking
like I'm like in such a like lull right now that I'm like, I'm the cool side character.
bad bitches have bad days too.
It's not even a bad day.
But no, you are your main character though. We gotta change that, Nayla. You gotta start thinking you're the main character. Even if you're having a boring day, you're
I
still
know,
the
I
main
just
character.
I don't have the main character
Yeah, you
energy.
do. Yeah, you do.
Just 20 minutes of us arguing back and forth.
No, literally. I will not accept that. Anyways, I think you're very main character vibes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it.
Because that's the only life you know. Like
I know.
you don't know my life. You don't know other people's life. So you are the main character.
I
How can you be
am.
anyone's side character?
No, well, I am the main character. I just like I feel like I'm a cooler side. Like I feel like I'm a cooler side character than I am as like I'm not a cool main character.
No.
I'm a cooler currently.
No.
I give up.
You're a
Why
main
did
character.
I ask this question?
I don't know. You're a main character. All right.
I'm a main character.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Camera cuts. You're like, I'm not a main character.
No, I definitely feel
No.
it at times.
Okay. Anyways, Nyla's a main character. And my next question is, with your main characterness, do you like hanging out with people that are extroverted? Or do you
Yeah.
like hanging out with people who are more introverted?
I like a balance of both.
Okay.
It is such a
Would
boring
you
answer.
feel No. I agree.
Mhm.
I agree. I think you do need a little bit of balance because if you only ever hang out with people who are introverted, then what are you guys gonna do? Nothing, right? But
Yeah.
you need like the people that come in and they're like, "Hey, let's go do this," because you need that little push. So, do you think maybe you enjoy one or the other more?
I don't know. You might relate to this though, but you know how like when you're with people who are more introverted, you become more extroverted, and when you're with
Mm-hmm.
people who are extroverted, you become more introverted.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like that's what just consistently happens, and I don't know if I prefer one or the other.
Okay. So do you feel like you're always having to put up an act then? Because when you do hang out with introverted people, you have to be extroverted, but when you're with extroverted people, you have to be extroverted too?
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I think I'm pretty consistent across the board.
Okay.
I just think I talk more with people who talk less. Like, I'll step up and
Okay.
make conversation
Okay.
in quieter situations if no one else is stepping up to make that conversation.
Mm-hmm. Is it easier for you then to like have conversations with people who like are like talk less because you can like question more, or do you think it's easier for you to talk to people who just like talk and then don't let you talk?
Do you have an answer?
I think it's easier for me to talk to people who talk because
Mm.
I've always been an observer, always
Mhm.
been the person to listen. So it's easier for me to just be like, oh yeah, that's cool, you know. But if like I'm talking to someone who's introverted, sometimes the issue with that is that they don't give me anything to work with. And then that
Mhm.
stresses me out because I'm like, well, what else do I ask if you're not giving me anything to work with, you know? So I think it's easier with people who are really extroverted because they just carry. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
No,
Thank you for your
yeah.
service.
Yeah, honestly, you said it right. It's easier to
Hmm.
observe.
Yeah,
Like, I
it
want
really
people to feel
is.
comfortable with me enough that they can share their stories with me and I can
Hmm.
just listen.
Hmm.
And I'm like, cool,
I
I'm
think the
supporting
issue,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I think the issue with that though is that like I never feel heard in either one
Yeah.
because in one, like on one side, I'm over here asking them questions about themselves. On the other one, like there's no room for me to put an input in, you know?
I think in that way, I do like talking to people who are introverted. Like, if it's about me, people who
Mm-hmm.
are introverted are easier to talk to because, again, it's the roles are flipped. You're the
Mm-hmm.
extroverted person to them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like considerate enough to ask questions as well so that they feel included in the conversation because I know that when I'm talking to someone extroverted, I usually don't feel
Mm-hmm.
included.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why with introverted people, it's a balance of both. You get to tell your stories and you get to ask them their stories. And hopefully they're like comfortable enough that
Mm-hmm.
there's a space for them to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not too shy where they're like actually
Yeah.
giving you nothing to work with.
Yeah.
Mhm.
True, true. Okay, you know what I hate is when you've been friends with someone for so long and like how you said like they don't feel like they can come to you, but they like okay, how do I say it? It's like I don't know how to say it. I don't want to put the person on blast. It's like
Gee, we're calling someone
someone I
out.
know.
Ooh,
Someone I
okay.
know. I feel like I can make people feel comfortable, or at least I hope that I make people feel comfortable because I'm not the type of person to judge someone.
Mhm.
And so I feel like I'm very open about that. Like, hey, I'm never going to judge you. But yet there's people who keep sides of their life hidden.
Mm.
And I feel like I don't know the person because then I end up finding out about this side of them. And it's like, why didn't you feel comfortable to tell me? But I understand that they don't have to tell me.
Mhm.
But it's just like, but why didn't you feel like you could tell me?
Mhm. Maybe she like didn't hold you at the same standard that you like held her.
Mhm. Yeah. See, and that's what I hate. It's like
Mhm.
people don't love the same way. There's always
No.
going to be one person that loves more than the other. And it just sucks because it's like, I don't know. It's very, no matter like how close people are, like one is always closer than the other.
Mhm.
That's just the way that it is. And so that just sucks because it's like if you love more, you feel unloved.
I know. And like it's hard to you can't be like picking and choosing which side you're on because when you just care for someone, that's it, you just care. Like, what are you
Hmm.
supposed to do? Be like, I need to care less about this person because they don't care about me. Like, if
Yeah.
you just get in your head, it all goes back to us getting in our heads about things.
Yeah. That's the moral of the story. We're just stuck in our heads.
We're just constantly anxious, constantly worried.
Hmm. Overthinking everything.
Mhm. Are we
Um,
introverted or are we mentally ill?
we need help. That's the issue.
Going back to like, I think we talked about this previously, but social batteries.
Mm-hmm.
How does your social battery work for you?
It goes down like real fast.
Does it drain fast, and then do you take a lot of time to recharge?
Yes and no, but I'll push myself to do things even though I'm drained. But I need time to like recharge. I feel like I recharge more though than I like do things that are social.
Mm-hmm.
So I honestly I don't know. I don't think I've ever done something that's like so because even like I don't always have to be in a social setting with other people. I could literally go out to the store and then I feel drained.
Mm. So
I
even
think it's
just
just
being
social
around
anxiety in
people.
general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like over feeling overstimulated by just everything,
Mm-hmm.
traffic, sounds, people. It just overwhelms me sometimes, and then I come back. I'm like, I need to just lay here and like not do anything for a second.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I was like, even when I go to a store, like I like doing all my store errands in one go as fast as possible, so that like
Mm-hmm.
I can do all my errands one day and then
Mm-hmm.
recharge. Like I don't want to keep going.
Yeah. Like have to go like multiple trips to the store.
Mm-hmm. I'm like not gonna like go to the store on Monday and then go again on
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday and then go again. Like
Mm-hmm.
even if I needed something, like I would put on a list and I would go to all the
Mm-hmm.
stores in one day.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like I drain very fast.
Mm-hmm. How about like okay, so my mom can go to a store and she can like be there for hours. But me, I'm like, I'm in and out. I
Hmm.
know what I'm getting. I go around the store, I pay, and then I leave.
Yeah, same.
Are you
If
the
I'm by
type of
myself,
person that okay.
yeah.
Okay. What about if you're with other people? Can you like take a while in the store?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, also again,
Okay.
depending on who I'm with, but like
Mm-hmm.
if I'm with my cousins, like we'll literally just
Mm-hmm.
hang out basically and just like go
Mm-hmm.
look at every section and like look at everything in the section. Like we'll take our
Mm-hmm.
time with it. Whereas like when I'm by myself, I'm like, okay, here's my list. I need these things. And like, oh, maybe I'll go look at the books for a second and then see what's new and leave. But
Mm-hmm.
like very quick with it.
Okay, so do you actually pay attention to the stuff in the sections?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't.
I was gonna say, can we go back to your video of you completely missing the book in
Yeah,
the Barnes and
yeah. Oh
Noble?
my God. I don't okay, I never look for anything. I mean, like I do, but I don't. Like my
Hmm.
brain just does not have the capacity to like sit there and like actually look at every single thing. Like my brain's like, whew, not there. Whew, not there. Okay, let's move on. Even when I go shopping for clothes, I
Hmm.
literally like sometimes I will go through like the racks and like look at every little thing. But most of the time I'm just looking and seeing if something pops out at me and then I'm like, what's this? No. Okay. Nothing in this rack. Moving on.
Especially
Like I
with
just
thrifting, that is the
yeah,
mistake.
I know. But no, I do with thrifting sometimes I do like take
You
my
gotta
time. But
look
then
at
like after a while,
everything back and forth and it gets
yeah,
tiring.
it does. I'm
Hmm.
like after a while, I'm like, okay, nothing in this rack. Let's move on. But yeah, thrifting is one of the ones where like I can take my time a little bit more because I know that that's what you have to do.
That sucks, yeah.
But if it's like just a regular store and there's like a repeat of clothes, like I'm just like, nothing there. All right,
Hmm.
moving on. No,
You
nothing
just
there.
walk
Moving
around the
on.
store, like look at everything on the wall and be like, does anything interest me? Like you're not like looking
Yeah,
for things.
exactly.
Hmm.
Like I just can't. My brain just doesn't want to like focus for that long. I need to move on. Even when I'm like hanging out with people, like how you said, like sometimes we'll go with friends or
Hmm.
like family, cousins, sisters. Everyone's like, okay, when I go with my sisters to the store, they actually look in the aisles. I'm like there and I'm like walking around back and forth, but like I'm not actually paying attention to anything. Or I'm just
Hmm.
distracted. I'm like poking them with like a fake sword or something that I
Hmm.
saw on the side. I just picked it up. I'm like, yeah.
Hmm.
But I don't really like pay attention to like anything. Sometimes like I go and I'm trying to find something new, maybe like a body wash. I'm like paying attention, but I'm not paying attention to what I'm seeing until something stands out at me and I'm like, okay, this one looks interesting.
So you kind of let the universe do its work for you.
I let the universe, I flow. I just like, okay, this is the one you're the chosen one.
The chosen
But yeah,
one.
that's how it works.
Yeah,
That's how I remember.
When you posted that story, I could not stop laughing because that
Oh,
book cover is so obvious.
Okay, when I was walking around the store, I literally told myself, I cannot miss it. I cannot miss it. Like, I know what it looks like. And then it was just so funny when what's her name?
It wasn't even like the spine. Like,
Ashley?
okay.
I know, front face and everything.
Yeah. If it was just the spine and you missed it, like, okay, that's fine. But when you can catch it while you're watching someone's video.
I know. Ashley. Her name was Ashley. Shout out Ashley.
Shout out
I don't know if she
Ashley.
listens to this, but I thought that was so funny. I was literally sitting in my car when I got that message. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. She sent me the picture and I'm like, that's so funny. Cause I literally, like, I'm telling you, like, I set up that shot to like get it. And then I moved on. I literally, I kid you not, I walked around the store like 2 times. I still didn't see it.
2 times.
Two
When in
times.
reality, you're supposed to go to the section, look at the authors.
No, the thing is though, it was in a weird section because it was in the fiction, like teen romance. And I walked to the section, I think it was teen romance, to be honest, I don't know. But that's basically like what's around there. It's like the fiction romantic novels.
Like the
And
TikTok,
I
book
mean,
talk tables.
yeah. And I went to the self-growth, self-transformation aisle, which is where it literally has been forever. Like that's where I would see it repeatedly. But now Barnes and Noble's decided to change it up its aisles. And then
Now
I
it's a
couldn't find
fiction.
it. Now it's a fiction book. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Barnes and Noble's
I
decided to
didn't know that
change
you
it
can
up on
change
me.
things.
Yeah. Oh my god, that stressed me out. I was like, yeah, I was stressed because I couldn't find the book, but then I found it at Walmart and it was fine. But that's just so funny that it was right there in my face.
But again, that's the universe speaking to you, telling you that you need to go to Walmart anyway.
Yeah, and I got it for cheaper. So really, I won.
You did that one. That one you did win.
Yeah. But yeah, that's funny. How do you feel about things changing? Like, my Target currently changed its layout and I'm so thrown off.
Yeah, at first it's a lot. Like at the first sight of change is so much, but then after a while you get used to it. But I get tripped up because I'm so used to my Target. I get tripped up when I go into a different Target and it's a different format. I'm like, all Targets should be the same.
Yeah. Well, now mine is morphing into the other Targets, like the California Targets, because our Target was like how Target used to be. You know, we had the
Just
food
aisles.
court with the little Pizza Hut, the aisles. We did have self-checkout. Everything flowed nicely. Now it just feels cramped. And I experienced this when I went to the Targets in California because it was so different from what like our Target was. And so I was like, whoa, like, where is anything? Like, I don't know. And then now I'm experiencing this here at my Target. And I'm like, why?
Not my
I
Target.
miss it. Not my Target.
Bring the old Target back.
No, for real. Restore it, please. Yeah, a good little way to just end this is how do you find time to recharge yourself? And what's your favorite way to recharge?
I don't know.
That was a big buildup. I don't know.
Okay, I was gonna say reading, but I just feel like that's because it's a newer thing.
Okay.
Like it's
but if that's what you need.
Oh, no, that's a lie.
Okay.
I mean, reading, like consuming media that I want, like watching YouTube. So like for the first time, because usually I like have a time in the day where I watch YouTube every day, right? Whether it's like while I'm eating or like in the afternoon after like workout, like I'll watch my YouTube videos, I'll catch up on the videos. And then for 4 days I was gone and I couldn't really watch YouTube as much there. And so I would just save all my videos to watch later. And so like now that I have this built up watch later, that is my recharging. Like first thing I did when I came back, like aside from like unpacking and doing all those things, I opened my laptop and I just like watched a couple YouTube videos and like I got it like in my system. And it's like my time to be alone and just enjoy others' company, but others who can't talk with me, others who are just on my screen.
But that is recharging because like you don't need any energy for it. You just watch it.
Yeah. And like
get entertained.
With books, you need energy. With TV shows, you kind of need to focus. Like you need more energy. Like YouTube specifically is like just the randomest things that you really don't need to pay attention to.
Like so you just have people in the background just talking and you're like just living your life. That's a good one. For me, I don't know. What do I do?
Right? It's like how do like I don't think it necessarily even needs to be activity. I think it's just like doing your normal, your normal routines, and you're like returning to a sense of what's normal.
What do I do? Because sometimes when I have zero energy, I don't have the patience for anything, like not even YouTube. Like I just can't watch a full video. So it's like, what do I do? Do you ever like do things and you just don't remember what you do ever?
Yes. Half of my days go by and I'm like, how is it already?
Yeah. Like, what did I do? Yeah. I think sometimes I just either maybe like I'll probably watch something. Maybe like I'll go like on Disney Plus and watch some like Sweet Life on Deck or like those feel good shows that
watching like something nostalgic.
Also because as an introverted, shy, anxious person, I have issues. I like rewatching things because I just know what to expect versus like starting something new and I just don't know what's going to happen. And that gives me anxiety, is like starting something new. So just rewatching something I've already seen before, I feel like that helps me recharge because it's like zero effort, no energy required. I just lay there. If I don't even want to pay attention, I don't got to pay attention. I can just like stare at the roof, contemplate life.
Brain empty, no thoughts.
I think that's what I do. That's my recharge moment.
I think that's a good one too.
So, yeah. At the end of the day, we are who we are. Yes. We're very introverted.
We will let our legs fall asleep before asking to do anything, before moving.
We will hold our pee in until we're about to explode. And then finally ask to use restroom.
We won't go in a room until we're invited.
We're vampires. That's the truth. That's just what it is.
Yeah, we are actually members of the Vampire Diaries, and we're characters in that show, and that's why we are not allowed anywhere.
So really, it's not that we're introverted. We're just vampires, and we're just cursed. Yep. But yeah, that pretty much, I think, sums up today's episode. Just a very chill episode because if I'm being honest, I'm feeling very out of it. I got my period today.
Oh, Aunt Flo's visiting.
Aunt Flo's here. She's annoying.
On both ends.
But yeah, I'm feeling very low energy. So I think today's episode was just a very chill episode. But it was nice to just talk.
Good catch up.
Yeah.
Good transition. So did you guys even catch the segue? It didn't even happen.
It just flowed. How did we get here? We were just talking about that. Do you ever do things and you don't even know how it happened? I don't even know how it happened.
We literally, like, there was no transition into this episode.
No, I think we were talking about Disney and then we started talking about introvertedness.
Yeah, you started asking me about how it was staying with someone, which amazing transition on your part.
Oh, thank you. Totally planned that out. Not me just being nosy.
It worked.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, our little comeback after our 20th episode, and then we took a little break.
Now we're on 21, which means we're legal to drink.
Ooh. Ooh, yeah. Next episode is us drinking our water.
Truth or drink with water.
Truth or drink. Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for taking the time to listen. We appreciate you. All our links are in the description as always.
Yes, check us out on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, subscribe, like, comment down below any other ideas you have. Are you an introvert? Do you have any weird quirks like us where you sacrifice yourself for the needs of other people? Make sure to check us out on Instagram and check us out on YouTube. And yeah, that's it for this week's episode. So I guess that means sorry for the spam.
Bye, guys.
Bye. I really could have kept talking about Disney.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to say Elena could never do what we do.
Oh, Elena could never. No. No.